U.S. U.S. jets take down unidentified object that violated Canada's airspace. Yeah, okay. So basically Trudeau and the ski lodge people, all of his buddies up there that are screwing everyone over. They took down an object. They say it was a cylindrical object. A lot of people are claiming that it might have been a UFO. No, I don't think so. But, you know, with all the harassment and stuff with balloons and everything lately, it's just something else to divert from everything that's going on in Washington and how bad people are getting screwed over. So, it's just something else to occupy the masses. This is interesting. Florida legislation passes bill allowing state to relocate illegals. Well, relocate them back down to wherever they're from. In all honesty, I think they should just relocate them all to an island somewhere and put all the politicians on there with them and see who lasts the longest. But that's just my opinion. I mean, I can't. Not allowed to do that. That would be, I don't know, cruel and unjust punishment. You know, kind of like they're doing with the J6 people. Yeah. More from the alphabet soup, boys. FBI reacts to anti-Catholic documents leaked by whistleblower. FBI pulled a leaked international document announcing an investigation into radical traditionalist. Radical traditionalist. Okay. I don't even know how to react to that contradiction in terms. I mean, it's radical traditionalist. Catholics and their possible ties to far-right white national movement. Oh, like I didn't see that coming. Of course, everything's the evil white nationalist. You know, there's just so many. Just the other day, Biden was. I saw a video about Biden bragging that whites are less than 50% of the population in the U.S. now. But it's the evil white nationalist, or you know, it's not the Antifa burning shit down and shooting people, or it's not all the illegals coming in over the border, bringing in drugs, guns, and money laundering. It ain't the politicians money laundering. No, it's the evil white nationalists. Jesus Christ. Are you kidding me? This is, I mean, you can't get, it's literally, it's just more government, alphabet soup, government junk. It's just garbage, 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 garbage. I hate to even think about it. I mean, we, I was watching a video earlier by a guy I know, or not, don't know, but the guy I watch on YouTube. And it's just Kevin, in all capital letters, Kevin. It's the name of his channel. And if you get the chance, you really should check it out. Look for it. He's a colored fellow, and he talks about things for Social Security and how to make income and stuff, but he also just brings up, daily stuff. And one of the things he was discussing was he says, some people think that part of the problem is that we need more government. The answer is government. I'm like, well, technically the answer is government, and it's because we need less of it. Okay? We need less of these alphabet soup agencies. We need to get rid of the Federal Reserve. We need to get rid of the fucking IRS. All these agencies need to be scaled back to skeleton crews. And all these politicians that are staying in office for infinity and beyond need to be term limited. They all need to be term limited. And all the bureaucracies that are set up something needs to be done about them too. Because and that's part of the problem with government. I mean, you can have a government that even if you have someone that goes in every 4 years, every 6 years, every 8 years, and they get recycled, and they do 1 or 2 terms, you still have this permanent bureaucracy that sits just below the surface that just crams it up your butt every day. You know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about things like, license bureaus and DMV and all this other crap. Bureaucracy that just stays in place and excels at money laundering and screwing over people who really could use the help. And that's their job. Because they're bureaucrats. It reminds me of the guy from Futurama, Well, if everything's running smoothly, then it must be running by a bureaucrat. No. If it's running smoothly, it's obviously not being run by bureaucrats because they just take money and money and money and money and money and don't actually do anything. They just sit around all day. Which is what a lot of these government jobs are. I mean, short of some of the road crews and stuff, and even some of the road crews, it's ridiculous. The hiring policies that they have. My grandfather was on a road crew, or actually ran a road crew for a county road department here in Marion, years and years back. And one of the biggest complaints about everybody was the fact that you needed a mandatory number of people to do a certain job when you didn't really need that many people. But they had a minimum that you had to have to do a certain job. And a lot of the BS hiring policies, because you had to have these many females and this many handicapped people, and this and that and the other. You had to have redundant people sit around and do nothing, and that is basically government at its core. It's redundancy for the sake of redundancy, and it's a waste, complete waste. Just like the Federal Reserve was complete waste, never needed it to begin with. It's in the Constitution, and that we never needed to begin with, and it's just ridiculous. It's beyond ridiculous. There's nothing, there's nothing more to be said about that. I mean, you don't need all that garbage. What we got here? Ah, yes. This is one of my conspiracy sites. They say, them call them conspiracy sites. I like to see what they're playing with today. Yeah, heart attacks and stuff are still happening. Sudden death syndrome. Yeah, right. Yeah, has nothing to do with all the crap that's coming out, all the 5G and poking needles in everybody. Died suddenly. Died suddenly. Died suddenly. I thought I was saving the trans kids. Now I'm blowing the whistle. No one cares. We all know what's going on there, and as long as the rainbow flag people can run roughshod over everybody, it's just going to be continue to have grooming and everything else. That's all there is to it. Holy snap! China aircraft going over Alaska balloon splash site. Yeah, well, it's like 3 day old news. Is the U.S. killing Russians in Ukraine? I got news for you. The U.S. kills everybody everywhere pretty much regularly. At least the U.S. government does. U.S. military. There are you the government, the U.S. government takes the money from the people, gives it to the idiots to make bombs and garbage that is really of no use to anyone except to pad the banks or pad the banker and the politicians' pockets. It's basically just stealing money from the people. That's all it is. Just another way to steal money from the people. Tell housing assembly. U.S. shot down car-sized unidentified object flying over Alaska. You know, the more they think talking about this, maybe it's reality. Maybe we've entered the realm of fiction and reality. I'm wondering if maybe what they shot down wasn't a flying DeLorean at this point. maybe Marty McFly was coming back to check things out and see what the hell is going on. Principal had sex with gym teacher in elementary school bathroom while his wife was recording them. Oh my god, you gotta be kidding me. I got to read this. Okay. Another example of our teachers and school administrators in action. What is wrong with our schools? Activist teachers sexualizing children, sleeping with each other, having wives videotape them. I think we really need some teacher standards and maybe predict elevations, product. God, I can't keep stop from cracking up thinking about this. Put in place to weed out all of these insane people. Principal had sex with gym teacher in elementary school bathroom while his wife recorded them, officials say. This is from the Blaze. Jesus. Of course, it was a female principal, of course. Okay. Now, on that note, the reason why I say, of course, it was a female principal, um, it's not super well known. Well, I'd say it's well known here in Marion. Okay. When I was young, like all the female teachers were banging students. I mean, I couldn't. I think maybe I ran across a few of them that were in their 60s that weren't. But any female teacher, junior high or high school teacher that I could think of was banging at least one of her male students. I mean, it was like common practice. Okay, all the way through junior high, high school, I had at least a dozen female teachers that I had either ran into or knew of or knew someone who was banging them. Okay, so this is not a new thing, and it seems to be more prevalent among here, at least here it seemed to be more prevalent among the female teachers than the male teachers because there were just so many few male teachers. And in schools in general, there's just so many few male teachers anymore. I mean, there's like gym teachers and sometimes you'll get somebody who's in one of the sciences, but that's usually it. It's almost entirely schooling and everything is almost entirely a female job. It's almost entirely femicentric. So, and it's not nothing new. I mean, I could name some names, but I'm not going to because they were some of them sit on the or did at one time sit on the city or Marion School Council. Um, we have some teachers that I have really, really, really wonder about that actually sit on the city council. And yeah, there's our city council in Marion, Ohio. Oh man, that is a messed up thing. There's just too much to go into right now. Maybe someday I'll bring my brothers and a few other people on and go into it and do a round table or something because there's just so much corruption, so much boss hoggery here that it is ridiculous. And it's not really the cops so much as it is the city council and the city bureaucrats. And that's why that brings me back, to the bureaucracy thing. You get these bureaucrats that get in office and they're corrupt and they just corrupt the whole system. And then I mean, it's not like mayors and stuff. You can vote them out, but you can't vote out these bureaucrats. It's not a electable position. So it's just ridiculous. Video about more grooming stuff. Utah governor tells California to stay in California. Okay, so apparently Utah is having an influx of people from California. Oopus. I used to love those cartoons right here. He was one of my favorite characters. I used to sit around and draw him all the time. Him and the cat, Bob. Green communism. That pretty much explains it. Pretty much says it, don't it? Ooh, yeah, she cute. Ugh. Again. Again with the Thunderbird crap. Really? Saint Greta? I think I went over this once before. That this chick reminds me of the garbage pail kid with the female garbage pail kid with the two ponytails. Yeah, that's my opinion of her as a whole. This is all crap. The whole global heating, warming, cooling change crap. It's all crap. I mean, because you got the same changes that are happening on Earth where we are happening on all the other planets in the solar system. So it obviously isn't a freaking human issue, the human problem. It obviously wasn't our burning fuels or whatever the hell it is that they're saying that we're doing. Oh, carbon. No, it's just y'all just want a reason to hike up gas prices and build crappier cars, crappier appliances with more electronics in them, with more crap to go wrong. Okay, we need to bring back the cars from the 19 maybe 70s, or right about when they was having the gas crisis back then. Back when they had four-cylinder carbureted cars, throw some Cadillac converters on them. You don't need all this. You don't need these freaking cars with heated seats and massaging ball seats and electric windows go up and down and all that crap. You don't need that crap, especially today. All the crap that they have in these cars and these electronics in these cars and these for you can replace all that by just taking a tablet, putting a space for your tablet in your dash. All the crap that is in a modern car, you can put in an older car by just putting a modern stereo in it and running the cameras to the front and to the back, and that's it. Aftermarket radio, throw in the cameras, hook them up to some power, 12 volt, you're good to go. You got everything you need right there. Any 1970s car, any 1960s car, just put a modern radio in it, throw the accessories on, and you're good to go. But we got all these cars now with all this electronic crap in them that isn't necessary. It's like all this crap with these new freezers and the new microwaves and everything. This crap isn't necessary. You don't need all this electronic crap in it. The older stuff worked just fine. It was manual. It was if something happened, it was easier to fix. You didn't have to just throw the whole thing away. But that's the way our society has become. Our society has literally become disposable. A disposable society with more crap, and no one bothers to repair anything anymore. And that ekes me to no end, really. I mean, I like older stuff. Yeah, I mean, especially retro stuff. But I like to work on stuff too. I'd like to be able to repair some of this stuff. I mean, I'm trying to learn some of those things, but it's hard. I mean, it's rough for me to learn things at this age. It's just the way things are. Anyway, that's probably about 20 minutes worth of babbling. So, I guess I'm going to go ahead and turn off the thing here and let you all comment about how much my video sucks. So until later, take it easy. I'm out.